In this video, I want to spend a few moments looking at the rules of an external CSS sheet. Probably the most complex part of the CSS sheet is the identifiers, because there are about 3 or 4 different ways we can identify what we want to work with. The most common way that we know is to work with the tags. So for example, these are our paragraph tags, our link tags, which are anchors, our heading tags, etc. We can get specific or we can get pretty generic. So down here below my comment, I'm going to just go ahead and set up our paragraph tag again. And you see it gives us all the different HTML tags that we can work with. We can assign multiple HTML tags to the same CSS that we're setting up by separating them with commas. We can group them that way. We can also work with what are called IDs. So every time we create an object, we give it a specific ID. So I'll go back over to my hello here. I'm going to go ahead and give this paragraph an ID. So to do that, ID is an attribute, and you would do ID equals and then para1. We'll call it that. I'll go ahead and hit save. With this, if we go and want to declare an ID to a certain CSS attribute, collection of attributes, we do the hashtag and then refer to it. That's how we do this. The third type is organizing everything into what are called classes, which I will do a separate video on how to organize many CSS elements in the classes. So that's rule number 1. Know your different identifiers, the tags, the IDs, and the classes. In fact, I'll keep going. Rule number 2 are the braces. After you list all your identifiers, you use a brace to say, okay, we're ready to begin the descriptors. And if I click away, you see there's another brace here. Everything that's going to go with the paragraph tags, the H1 tags, and specifically our para1 ID, that whatever we say in here will happen to those tags, or has the potential to happen to those tags. So the braces, we have to put everything in between. The third is a colon between attribute and setting. So one of the most simplest attributes we can use is color. So after we type the attribute, which the attribute will always be in red, we hit the colon, and then we get to pick our descriptors. So we're just going to go ahead and do red. If we hit the space, nothing happens. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. That's considered the box style, which we'll explain later. And the final rule is the semicolon after each statement. So after we do color, colon, red, we do a semicolon, and we can begin the next attribute. So, for example, we're going to say that the font size, we could do specific numbers here that would be in points, or we could do these generic sizes, which we'll do. So when we hit save and we go look at our paragraph, we have a big red hello. So hello to you too. So just to review our rules of CSS sheets, we have the hardest part is figuring out the identifiers, whether it be our tags, IDs, or classes. Everything we're going to code, we put in between braces. The colon separates the attribute from the setting. And after each statement we write, we do a semicolon. And it's also good practice to do like I did here and hit enter after each line.